G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 13 of our Wolves career mode here on Dylan on the Ball for what it will be the penultimate episode of our first season here in charge of Wolves, and possibly the most important episode, I guess. As you'll see on your screen here, it is the FA Cup final. We are against Everton Football Club. We recently beat them 8-0 in the league somehow, but I'm not expecting a similar result today really. You'd expect one, a reaction to being thumped 8-0, and two, a better performance on the biggest of big stages in what really probably is the biggest domestic cup you can win in football. Perhaps the most famous, maybe? I probably upset some fans of other leagues by saying that, but that's fine. I'll cop that. Before we get to the FA Cup final, we do just have 3 games to get through, first of which being we hosted Brighton in the Premier League. Getting underway, it was a goal from Yves Bissouma. Leandro Trossard brought it along the baseline there. The 2 defenders next to him could not do anything. I think it was Coady and Johnny maybe. Couldn't stop him just taking it as he liked along the byline before Bissouma fired one pretty close to Jose Sarr. Not too happy with that one, to be honest. And that made it 1-0. They then doubled their lead just before half-time. We thought the ball had gone out, but they kept it in before passing it back, laying it on a plate for Neil Maupay, who made us pay, I guess. A good finish, fired in, bottom corner. This time I can't blame Jose Sarr at all. I probably blame the defence, who probably couldn't take some blame for the first one. Either way, we then made it 2-1. It was Daniel Podence on the counter-attack. He got in behind the right wing-back, Lamptey, on the right-hand side, and then you see him in behind the defence here, slotting it to the side of Sanchez. Beautiful finish into the bottom corner. We then drew level. It was Raul Jimenez. The run there from, I think that's Trincao, drew away Cucurella from the space that we wanted to take Raul Jimenez into. He was then open around the penalty spot to fire it past Sanchez for 2-2, and a great comeback. I think those goals were only about 4 minutes apart. There was then another 10 minutes, I think, or so passed before the defence split open, and Jimenez was able to get there just before Cucurella to fire us into a 3-2 lead, having been down 2-0 70 odd minutes in. Not bad. Next, we went away to Stamford Bridge, and it was Jimenez getting us underway again. A good through ball there. As you can see, it does split the defence apart. A bit of movement there from, I think it was Neves perhaps, making the run into the box that just confused the defence and allowed Jimenez to sort of go back on his earlier run and then fire it across Mendy for 1-0. They then equalised through Jorginho. Same old story, just we couldn't stop them dribbling around however they like in the box. It was Pulisic on this occasion making us look a bit silly before laying it across to Jorginho, firing it underneath Lukaku there for 1-0. Oh, for 1-1 rather. Forgot we scored. Which would help when we then take the lead again. It was Ross Barkley. You could see his diagonal run there from out on the right. It was Pedro Neto who had taken the ball inside, and then that space that he had vacated was open for Ross Barkley to come in, grab a goal against his former club to give us the 3 points, and a big 3 points in the chase for Europe. We then headed to Turf Moor, where Wout Weghorst danced around us, made us look silly, played in Cornet, who fired it in first time past Jose Sarr. Very good little dribble move there by Wout Weghorst. We brought the keeper out as quick as we could, but he couldn't do much about that finish from Maxwell Cornet. Cornet doubled his tally. It was again Weghorst drawing the defence away, laying it back. I think that's Aaron Lennon, perhaps it was, who then played through Cornet. Again, we brought out Jose Sarr as quick as we could, but he just couldn't do it for us there. We drew one back 25 minutes in. Poulsen laid it across for Pedro Neto to fire it back across the keeper, who couldn't keep that one out, and we were back in the game. Then 75 minutes in, Yusuf Poulsen got played through there down the middle. Not too complicated. It was just Podence ran on the inside. drew the defence in, and Poulsen was able to get himself some space to then have a one-on-one with Pope that he calmly slotted away. Then 88 minutes in, we had a corner. It got headed out, and then none of them closed down Pedro Neto as he strolled into the box. Bit of a bizarre finish. You'll see his leg sort of goes through his own leg, and then it was a finesse shot. I wanted him to sort of curl it with his left, but he sort of hit it with the front of his foot, and it went under the keeper. We thought that was the 3 points in the bag, but after time should have expired, I reckon. 95th minute of 3. Matej Vidra on the end of I think that's a corner cross. A great finish. Can't say anything about that. Nothing Jose Sá could have done. The referee could have probably blown his whistle though, if I'm being honest. So those results have the league table looking like this. We are in 4th position on 67 points, 2 games to play. Leicester City have played 1 game more than us, and they are only 1 point ahead. If we win that midweek fixture against Norwich, as you see on the right-hand side, that puts us up to 70 points, which would then mean that just a point against Liverpool on the final day would be enough to see us into Europe, I believe, unless my maths is horrible, which, to be fair, could definitely be the case. That result against Chelsea really did put things, I guess, in our favour. We didn't do ourselves any good with throwing away 2 points against Burnley. If we had had those 2 points, we'd be on 69 points, which would be pretty nice, and would really see us in pole position for getting that Champions League spot. But enough about the league. Today is all about the FA Cup final. We are taking on Everton Football Club. Let's see how the teams line up. So for our Wolves side, it is a very strong first team, basically, just with the change that Pedro Neto played midweek against Burnley, so he was a bit too tired for my liking, so Trincao is on in his place, not a bad deputy, and then also João Moutinho drops out for Ross Barkley. So the lineup as a whole is Jose Sá, Nelson Semedo, Connor Coady, Max Kilman, Ryan Ait-Nouri, then a midfield of Leander Dundonko, Ross Barkley and Ruben Neves, a front line of Hwang Hee-chan, Raul Jimenez, and whatever Trincao's first name is. What's Trincao? Francisco Trincao? That feels right. I'm not sure, I'll be honest. But it's Trincao. You know who Trincao is. Then looking at the Everton lineup, a couple of very tired players. Hopefully something we can exploit, I guess. The lineup is Begovic in goals for some reason. A backline of Rodriguez, a tired Mina, Luis Felipe and Ben Godfrey. Across the midfield, Andros Townsend, who's a bit tired, Van der Beek, Sigurdsson and Damari Gray, and then tired front two of Richarlison and DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm not too sure why Sigurdsson's still in the game. If I'd have known that, I probably would have maybe taken him out of the squads at the start of the campaign. But a bit late for that now. It is what it is. Don't condone his actions. Let's just get on with the football. As the players walk out here onto Wembley past the Emirates FA Cup trophy, I will just remind you to please leave a like on the video, comment down below what you're thinking of the series, what you're thinking of the videos, and what you might like to see in the future. The social medias are also down in the description. I do appreciate everyone that does follow us on there and interacts where they can. And with that out of the road, let's get into it. The big one. I've said in videos before how I get nervous playing the games, and I was going to say earlier that this time I just wasn't feeling that, but then they kicked off, but then just immediately I'm like, but what if I lose? You know, it's not a good way of thinking. They've also had the ball for the first 5 minutes, which doesn't help those nerves. All right, 8 minutes in. Damari Gray ran the ball out, they didn't get near the box, and we finally get the ball. Bloody hell. Let's see what we can do. Well, at least we got into the box. We didn't quite get a shot off. Just about, but at least we got into the box. I think going off the seasons both of these teams have had in real life, Wolves would be the favourites, but I feel like this is a game. Oh no, as Richarlison might be in with a chance. No, not quite. We've dealt with that one eventually. as I was saying, I feel like Wolves would be the favourites in reality, but it's probably one of those games that the Premier League likes to throw up. Oh, we've had a go. Oh, and we have Ross Barkley through, able to crawl. No, not quite put it across for Hwang there. Oh yes, one of those games that the Premier League likes to toss up, where just on any given day, one of the sides might just win it. We've had a couple of Hwang bangers this season. Wouldn't mind one here, if we can manage it. But for that, I guess we'd have to have the ball, which we haven't had much of so far. We do have Trinchao sort of in behind. Nothing's really on. Oh, except Neves is on in the middle. And it's 1-0. And we're up in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Ruben Neves with apparently his signature celebration that he's done about 16 times this season. Nothing was on as we took the ball around the right-hand side with Trinchao. Didn't see a cross on. As we cut the ball back, just like they do every time. Maybe there's something to that. There was a couple of players very open in the box. Fairly easy job for Ruben Neves to take one touch and fire it past Asmir Begovic to put us in the lead, 26 minutes in. Right, that should settle the nerves a bit. Another goal would really help it. But having said that, we've also not been good with a couple of 2-0 leads this season. So, look, I'll say another 2 goals would be great. Or in respect to Everton, another 7 goals would be great. Oh, wow. That'll do. Leander Dendoncker. I was talking about Hwang doing an absolute hammer of a shot. Leander Dendoncker's pulled one out on the biggest stage possible. Oh my days. It just all opened up for him. You can see Ross Barkley's run takes the centre back away. And then the absolute pile driver of a finish with no one closing him down. He probably could have taken it further in, to be fair. But when you can deliver like that on this sort of a stage, why would you? I was sort of being a bit cheeky and cocky, I guess, when I was saying that, another 1 or 2 might be nice. But I mean, might be on. Or they might be on here, actually. Andros Townsend's got the ball out wide, but we've dealt with that one. We are playing very well on the ball today. Creating a lot quite easily. Oh, having said that, we that was a bit flat at that time. But I think we're allowed to have a couple of moments fall flat as we're up 2-0. And one of the 2 might just win goal of the season if there were to be a competition. I'm not sure where Nelson Semedo is and why it's Dendoncker and Trinchao trying to deal with Damari Gray there. Oh, well done by Jose Sarr. Luckily, Dominic Calvert-Lewin fires straight at him. And the referee blows his whistle for half time. I don't want to put the mocker on us, and I also don't want to literally knock on wood, because that probably wouldn't be great audio. But so far, those nerves that set in at kickoff, fairly misguided, I guess. Oh, do we have another go? Oh, not so good this not so good this time from Dendoncker. Though we'll give him a pass. Oh, that was not intentional. Everton looking fairly dangerous on the counter here. Oh, but Max Kilman. Oh no. Oh dear. It's 2-1. I was in the middle of saying that Max Kilman had read it well, and then I tried to hit a pass out from the back. Damari Gray closed us down, which laid it on a plate for Richarlison. That's all that happened. I think it was Sigurdsson with the fancy feet before Kilman made the interception, then for whatever reason tries to dribble it. I'm sure I hit pass to try and just give it out. I think it was Ross Barkley was out on the angle. Dribbled it towards Damari Gray. Simple tackle, simple finish on his weak foot from Richarlison, and credit to them, they're back in it. Haven't looked that likely so far, Everton. But as I alluded to earlier in the video, I was expecting some sort of a reaction and a tougher game this time around. I think we might have got it. Is it too early to try and take a few seconds off the clock as we take a corner? Is that bad? Is that being a poor sport? Don't think it'll bother me, to be honest. People can think that all they want if I come away with an FA Cup trophy. Fairly uneventful first 15 other than their goal. But we do have the ball. Oh, it was heading in. Oh, he was offside. Okay. So still uneventful, I guess. 25 minutes to go and those nerves are back. At some point it'll stop being an attempt to get more attacking wise, and it'll start being a survival. Oh! But that time isn't coming now because it's happened. We've just kept hold of the ball. We've been fairly patient, I guess, where we could have tried to force something, have a bit of a shot from outside the box. We've taken it out wide, come back, we've recycled, and Dendonka's fired one into Jimenez with Yerry Mina on his back, he's turned him, fired it across Begovic. And I think when you look at this competition as a whole, no more a deserving scorer than Raul Jimenez in the FA Cup final today. Alright, that gives us some breathing room. I'm not going to say that dispenses of the nerves. You know, a third goal ahead might. But we're not there yet. And they're in behind our midfield because I was trying to be a bit cheeky. We're still under pressure here though, as DCL's giving it around the box, playing it back. Oh, he's through. Oh, great save by Jose Sarr. Can we get clear of it? Oh, not quite. Oh, please. Come on. Alright, Connor. Can't keep up with him. Demarai Gray. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding. Nobody could get there. Jose Sarr's done the best he can. He's dispensed with the first attack, the shot from Calvert-Lewin. He's made a save at the first time of asking against Demarai Gray, and then the save just happens to go straight back to Demarai Gray's forehead. And it's 3-2, and the nerves are back. Like the boys, the nerves are back in town. We do have time on our side though, I guess, and the more we can take it forward like these sorts of positions, the harder it does get for Everton, I guess. As long as we can have like a solid base for when they eventually win the ball. Oh, nearly Ross Barkley there. I think that was maybe a fingertip save from Asmir Begovic. Jeez, that's a good save. Right in the bottom corner. They're bringing on the big guns here. Fabian Delph is on. I shouldn't have said that. He's going to come up and score now, isn't he? He's going to be the one that draws it level. Not Dele Alli, not Richarlison, any of them. It'll be Fabian Delph. And our corner's gone straight to the keeper, and it might come now. We're going again. Push everyone forward. It's getting to that time where we do just want to put the ball up the field, hopefully get Jimenez's head to the ball, and just keep it down that way. And that's a success for me. We've got Neves to play through Nuri and lay it back for O'Neill. Oh, you're kidding. That could have been it. That was the moment. That was heaven forbid they go and get an equaliser. I will be looking at that with teary eyes, I reckon. We'll see. Oh, but he's won a good header there, O'Neill. Oh no. Oh. Great save. I said oh no because I thought Fabian Delph was coming through for his, the goal that I set him up for basically. But he laid it across to Dele Alli, who's had a go. Jose Sarr sort of did that easily. You see his arms are very bent there. Oh, can we clear it, please? What's that? Oh, it's an offside. some reason in my head, I was like, no, FIFA, don't give me a penalty. Don't say that's a penalty. I would have gone absolutely mad. All right, I know it isn't great content, but we're going to try and see how long we can wait this one out for, and then try and pump it into the corner. Or straight down the middle towards no one. That's good too. But it's turned them around, and that's absolutely fine with me. We'll put some pressure on the keeper too. Oh, he's lifted it over our midfield. We're fine. Here we go. We might have won. This might be it. This might be it. That's it! We've won the FA Cup. Go the Wolves! A nervy last 15 minutes or so. We could have put the game beyond doubt and out of reach. But at the end of the day, all that matters is the name on that cup is going to be Wolverhampton Wanderers. We will just watch the lifting of the trophy here, or a blurry woman's face. That's good too. From the start of our season, the start of this series, where we had that 4-0 loss to Leicester, and then the 4-0 loss again to Manchester United, that is a moment to savour. Connor Coady lifting the FA Cup as captain of our Wolves. So a quick recap. Getting the scoring underway was Ruben Neves around the penalty spot. He receives the ball with Trincao having cut the ball back and laid it on a plate for him. Takes one touch, has an easy job where he can just fire it. Once Jimenez has run past him, he can fire it past Begovic into the corner to put us up 1-0. Dendoncker then took the leather off the ball, up where the spiders live, the ball absolutely rocketing into the top corner. No one closed him down. We had a couple of good runs made to take defenders away from Dendoncker and allow him to absolutely let rip and nearly take the net with it. 2-0 and a wonderful strike. Richarlison drew one back. As we saw, Max Gilman made an interception, couldn't deal with the danger once he had got the ball. It was a well-read interception, but then he does dribble it into Demarai Gray for some reason. Richarlison does do well. Jose Sarr had tried to make himself big before Richarlison fired it beyond him for 2-1, and Everton back in the game. Raul Jimenez restored our 2-goal lead. The ball laid into him sort of kindly from Leander Dendoncker. With Yerry Mina on his back, he's able to just turn him, get a little bit of room for a low drive with his weak foot, quote unquote weak foot, because that was perfect. He's fired it low across Asmir Begovic for 3-1. Demarai Gray then got one back. It was not the prettiest. Connor Coady couldn't tackle Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who laid it across inside the 6-yard box to a surprisingly open Demarai Gray, who has one shot, saved well by Jose Sarr, but it falls back kindly to him, and he can header it sort of loopingly into the far corner. 3-2 is how that one would finish. As you see there, the winners of the Emirates FA Cup, Wolverhampton Wanderers. We have got our first trophy as a manager, as a YouTube channel, and we could not be happier. That will do it for today's video, and there will just be the one more video for this season. Just the 2 games in the Premier League to go. We have got Norwich midweek, followed by Liverpool to finish up the season. Hopefully between those 2 games we can secure Champions League football. If not, we do have Europe to look forward to, having won the FA Cup. So next video you will see the highlights of the Norwich game, the full game of the Liverpool game, which hopefully by that point we are secure in our place in Champions League, because I don't want to be part of Liverpool turning around some deficit, coming back to win the title, 2012 Manchester City QPR vibes. I know that was incredible. I don't want to be on the other side of it. But then following that game, I'll just do a bit of a wrap up of the season. We'll have a look at the top scorers across the league, final league standings, and a bit of a look at the stats of all our players. I know we did have sort of a bit of a look earlier in the season, but we will just see how they finish up. But until next time, when we go again as FA Cup champions, peace.